James taught us in verses 2 through 4 that trials are used by God to build perseverance and maturity. However, he now calls our attention to something most of us lack when going through trials. One of the reasons we can be so frustrated, so discouraged, is we don't understand what we're going through. And so the Lord says, if you don't understand it, ask me. Sometimes we look within, sometimes we look around, and the Bible encourages us to look up. It seems so difficult at times to get God's perspective on what's happening to us. In my first church, a friend that still calls me, he called me in the last 7 days, his name is Bob Peeler. He owned a large rug company. And I've been there to watch those looms work. I thought of Bob Peeler when I found this poem. My life is but a weaving between my Lord and me. Cannot choose the colors, he worketh steadily. Oftentimes he weaveth sorrow, and I in foolish pride forget he sees the upper, and I the underside. Not till the loom is silent and the shuttle cease to fly, shall God unroll the canvas and explain the reason why. The dark treads are as needful in the weaver's skillful hand as the treads of gold and silver in the pattern he has planned. This old poem correctly expresses the truth that in this life we will never fully understand the particular blending of joys and woes in our lives because we see only the underside of the tapestry. Only when death steals the loom and we stand before God will we turn the canvas over and allow us to our eternal delight to see what God has been doing. I must confess, there are times I go through in a particular trial and find it very difficult to believe that it's for my benefit. Have you ever just said this? I don't see how this is helping me. It is not so difficult to be a pastor assuring the hurting that they are being matured and hang tough. But it's another thing when I'm the one being tested. James was no armchair general. He understood this. Therefore, he instructs those who are suffering to get the wisdom necessary to plow victoriously through life's trials. I love the book of James because it instructs you to deal with life's most reoccurring themes. Through these 5 chapters, James deals with an array of problems such as impatience in difficulties, members who talk one thing and walk another, who could not control their tongues, catering to the rich. All of these issues are dealt with by James. It seems that we have to understand these truths to get to the root of what God is trying to do. And God is speaking to our life in the book of James because he so desires spiritual maturity in the lives of those that are immature. James